Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the Indianapolis 280 lap race here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, our little version of the Indianapolis 500 here on Napa Fan. And we got 33 competitors in the race here today, and Trey Bartow in the number 15 starts on the pole. Let's get to the starting lineup. It's Trey Bartow out front. Christian Master alongside him. Ferdinand Gabat in the number 28. Zach Smith making his first ever start on Napa Fan. Darrell Barrington Jr. making his first ever start. Pichu Lendon making his first ever start. Dejon Weeks, Dale Salzman, Elijah Gordon, Garrett Pick making his first ever start on this channel. LJ Mills, Abe Troxel, Cameron Gadue, Justin Roberts, Eric Powers, Joffrey Toussaint, Tristan Walker, Matt Dallio, Biff Crafton, Stuart Gratton, Tyler Selzman, Austin Spencer, Clint Buchanan, Josh Travolta making his first ever start. I believe that's it of the first-timers here. Alan Cavagnaro, Max Newirth, James Wickard. Actually, that's his first ever start, James Wickard. Cameron Garlington, Eric Almenhart, Joe Arvin Alonso, Mason Powers, and Dane Amon with Blaine Keys at the end of the field. 33 competitors. This is a very big race. 80 laps, and it's just about as big as the big one. So it's a very prestige race here on Napa Fan. 33 competitors, and we will probably see some crashes here today. So there will be pit stops throughout the race, but they won't be as frequent as they are in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series or anything like that. And if you can hear it, I got the IndyCar sound mod on this, so it's going to be very realistic. I'm really looking forward to doing this race. 80 laps. IndyCar is very fun to watch on the ovals, and it will be very fun to watch here today. We will probably see speeds up to 225 miles per hour here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and that is fast. And when they crash, it ain't pretty. But that's the whole thing about this event. It's a special race. The Indianapolis 200, 80 laps of racing. Who will be the winner of the first ever Indianapolis 200? We will find out soon enough. The green flag is out, and we are underway here at the Brickyard. Bartow pulls out in the number 15. And eventually we'll get a pack formed up, and we will see a lot of passing up front. This is going to look a lot like the stock car races we have here in Indianapolis. Christian Master in the 67. Look at the speed they're going through the corners. 213 is the slowest as they go. That's coming out of the corner. Master getting underneath of Bartow for the lead, but Trey Bartow will lead the first lap in the Indianapolis 200. Christian Master in the 67. Yeah, 67. Here comes Darrell Barrington Jr. in his first ever start underneath of Christian Master for first place. I really like the way they race here in Indianapolis. Really fast, really fun to watch. Barrington trying to get underneath of Master for first place. This is some of the hardest racing I've ever seen here on this channel, and it is one of the toughest races that we have now. We thought the big one was hard. This one might just be harder because of the speeds we're going and the fact that this race is 80 laps long. Barrington can't quite get by Master yet, but he might get a run down the backstretch. Everyone is still on the track, which is good. Nobody having any problems. Barrington into turn 3 underneath of Master for first place. The inside lane. Oh, we got a crash. Somebody's in the wall. Oh, no. Into the field go a bunch of cars. That is huge. Oh, no. That is the tough thing about this race. Hard crashes. Pichu London all torn up. That's Eric Powers I saw. Joffrey Toussaint with damage. I don't even see Eric Powers anymore. Stuart Gratton, Eric Powers, Garrett Pick in his first ever race. And he just got a really hard message that this is a hard place to be making your first start. Our first caution of the race, and it is a huge crash involving Peachy Lendon making his first ever start. I don't know, but I think he went into the catch fence here. But we'll see. LJ Mills in the 20. So, no, my bad. Not LJ Mills. Let's see here. It is Garrett Pick and Eric Powers. Garrett Pick got spun by Powers. Oh, he got hit. Comes back up into the racetrack, and look at that orange car. Upside down. Pick into the catch fence hard. Peachy Lendon all torn up. I don't know if Geoffrey Toussaint got any of this or not. Looks like he actually... yeah, he got a little front end damage there. The damage actually doesn't get shown too much on these cars. Okay, so that's Stuart Gratton, the orange car that got caught in the catch fence. Tough break for him. That is a very hard crash. And then Peachy Lendon in the number 2. I think he got in the catch fence as well. See, these cars come back on the racetrack so fast. Peachy Lendon went upside down and into the wall hard. Couple of first-timers. Peachy Lendon is a very highly skilled NR 2003er, so he knows his way around NR 2003, but not sure about Garrett Pick. He's probably one of his fewer starts in the NR 2003 community. I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea. But his first start on Napa Fan does not end well, or start well. We'll go on board here with Stuart Gratton. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this all looked from his angle. And I really like the onboard sounds. I love the sound of these engines. And we're going to see how it all looked from his angle. He's going to see the cars go off the track, and you're going to see him go into the catch fence. Here we go. Man. A 4-car crash, actually a 5-car crash, you want to count Geoffrey Toussaint with his damage there. But a tough break for all of those guys, and that's the unfortunate thing about this. Oh my, we had another one, but they were able to save it decently. Just Justin Roberts and Ferdinand Gabat coming to the caution flag. This is interesting. Salzman actually got into those guys. There's going to be damage on Gabat's and Roberts' car. Now, it's really hard to see the damage in this mod for some reason. That first IndyCar mod, I'm not sure. I think it was the 2012 mod that they had. You were able to see the damage a lot better than that. Well, the leader is the rookie, Darrell Barrington Jr. in his first ever Napa Fan start. And it wouldn't be something if you got your first ever win in the longest race of the season. Longest race of the year so far on this channel. One of the longest races we have. Now, I am planning to do an IndyCar Series. Now, if that does end up happening, this race would become part of that series, and this would not be a special event. But right now, it's a special event, and Darrell Barrington Jr. is leading it, and we'll see how the pit stops go. And unfortunately, I don't have the pit stop guys on good enough. We'll just go on the TV cam here with Darrell Barrington Jr. I'm going to get the best angle of this. See, everybody is coming in for pit stops here on lap number 4 of 80. Now, this could be one of those races where we have like 5-lap runs and then a crash each time. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But he's getting his pit stop. The only animated pit crew guy I have, for some reason, is the guy that holds the little thing, the little number, so you know where you are. Barrington Jr. going to get off first. He's going to be the leader here in the Indianapolis 200. And nobody stayed out, so Barrington Jr. will lead us off. I'll get you guys to the restart right now. Okay, we are heading into turn number 3 right now. We're in turn number 3. And Darrell Barrington Jr. is leading it with Dejon Weeks in second place, Elijah Gordon, Christian Master, Biff Kraft in the top 5, then Trey Bartow, our pole sitter, Matt Dallio, Abe Troxel, James Wickard, and Cameron Gadue, the top 10. Salzman, Roberts, and Gabat are still in the race after that little incident there. But I'm pretty sure that all the guys that were involved in the reason for the caution, that 5-car crash, maybe with the exception of... Nah, okay, never mind. Let's get to the start here. I think all 5 of the guys that were involved in that crash got knocked out. So we're now down to 28 cars on the racetrack. Darrell Barrington Jr., the leader here in Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 200. I kind of like these single file restarts here, because that helps it calm down a little bit, and that allows us to race more without crashing. Dejon Weeks underneath of Darrell Barrington Jr. for the lead. He's got Elijah Gordon in the number 10, though, closing up on his bumper. If these cars have bumpers. I don't know if they have bumpers. Weeks barely leads that lap. Elijah Gordon now taking the lead from him. Better be careful. You don't want to crash again. Christian Master now taking the lead, and he knows how to get it done. Because if you remember, back before the whole hiatus and all that, the one special Indy 500 I had was won by Christian Master. I'm sorry, I can't really talk today for some reason. Here comes Biff Crafton in the 25, closing in on the lead. We have this sort of 6-car pack, but I'm not sure if these guys behind here, yeah, they're closing in. Abe Troxel, Matt Dalio, James Wickard, and Cameron Gadue. They're all going to be closing in here on this lead battle. They're coming close to crashing. Here comes Barrington for the lead again. Better be careful. You don't want to crash. You just got to really be careful. Going 3 wide here in Indianapolis usually doesn't work. And we've seen that in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, my NASCAR Sprint Cup Series version. You know what I mean when I say that. Most of you should understand that, but we've seen 3 wide in that same situation that actually happened in that first crash, and a car ended up in the catch fence. In stock cars, that usually doesn't happen. These are a little lighter, and they're more prone to doing that, but just got to be careful. Trey Bartow has taken the lead once again, our pole sitter, and here comes Dejon Weeks coming up towards the front in the number 21. You're on lap 11 of this race. Now, Salzman is slow in that car, so is Gabat and Roberts. They've kind of fallen off. Austin Spencer, I really don't know what his problem is. He might have gotten something during that crash to slow him down, but the rest of these guys, they're all still in it here, as we're starting to get a little antsy up front. Abe Troxel has taken the lead in the number 22. Here comes Elijah Gordon in the number 10, moving his way up. This is really interesting. This is really fun. I mean, you know, when the stock cars race here in NASCAR, it's usually boring, but when the Indy cars are here, it is always intense, and I love it. Uh-oh, 3 wide coming off of the corner. Whoa, a little bump there. Whew, these guys are professionals. I couldn't do this. Whew, that is unbelievable. Elijah Gordon takes the lead now in the number 10. And that was James Wickard that hit the bumper there hit the wheel off the car there. I mean, that's just recipe for disaster there, but he was able to save it. Wickard now going for the lead underneath of Gordon. See, this is Cameron Gadue in the number 68 behind the inside lane leader. We saw some sparks flying back in there. And this is Christian Master moving his way up again. So Christian Master is definitely one of these guys we've seen up front a lot so far here in this race. And he might be a factor later on. I love that sound. That high-pitched engine, it's really, really neat here in Indianapolis. As much as I like IndyCar, I never get to watch it. But anyway, got a good race here. Mason Powers now going underneath of Christian Master for the lead. And if we're getting all this 2 wide racing, eventually somebody's going to go 3 wide, and we're not going to have that good of a day for some. Tristan Walker in the 34 moving his way up. And this is Zach Smith in the 98 moving his way up in that car. 226. Oh no! Bump, bump, bump! Boy, they saved it again! Zach Smith in his first race. A good friend of Diego Stevenson, that's how he got this ride. Diego Stevenson would be driving that car, but he gave it to Zach Smith instead. Uh-oh, here we go. Here's our 3 wide. This isn't going to end well. No, it isn't. There's a car around. They're crashing once again into the catch fence. Mason Powers. That's Tristan Walker and Zach Smith. Are you kidding me? The jinx. Ah, man. Alan Cavagnaro has taken the lead in the number 9. And our second caution of the race. Wasn't as violent as that first one, but still a hard one for Zach Smith especially. Yeah, you just gotta be careful here at Indianapolis. You can't do that. And Zach Smith's gonna get the worst of this. Alonso's actually the one that made it 3 wide, and I don't know where he is now. But Zach Smith was kind of in this middle lane. It just comes too close. And gets sent in the wall hard. Of course, it was not as violent as that first one. That is the good thing. Mason Powers got a bit of it, and so did Tristan Walker. Now, Walker was on the outside here when this all happened. Let's see. Let's get to him. In this 34, this closes in way too close. Mason Powers comes up, puts him in the wall, and Zach Smith's the one that really got it here. And if I'm not mistaken, he might be out. It might not be. He took that one. Okay, he's not out, so he's able to continue. Our second caution of the race. We'll go on board with Zach Smith and see how it was for him in this number 98. I love these onboards with that engine sound. It's really neat in my opinion. On board with Zach Smith. Man, huge crash there. Sorry about that pop-up thing there. But anyway, Zach Smith has a lot of damage to his car now, and that's not good. Make sure we don't crash again. Cavagnaro, the leader in the number 9, and I'm not entirely sure if he's won a race yet or not, because I'm recording this early in the month. It's May 10th right now, and as of now, with all the things I've recorded, he hasn't won a race yet, but it is possible that he could have won a race from now until the time you guys see this, so I'm not exactly sure if he's won yet, but at least as of now, he hasn't, so, yeah. So it's Eric Almenhart in second, you got Herjo Larvin Alonso in third, Tyler Selzman and LJ Mills, the top 5. Cavagnaro out front in the number 9. And it looks like everyone is still good here, so we'll see how it all goes here for the pit stops. We'll get to that. And here they come in, and everybody comes in during the pit stops. Nobody stays out. So we'll see how this all plays out. Let's see. That's not a good angle, and that's just way too low. But we'll see. This might be a good angle. Cavagnaro was the leader coming into this race, or coming into the pit stops here. And we'll see if he can get out first. Doesn't look like he will. Little slower stop on his part. And it looks like the race is going to be won by Herjo Larvin Alonso. So he's now the new leader here in the Indianapolis 200. On lap 17 of 80, we haven't hit the quarter mark of this race yet. That's how long this thing is. And I'll get you guys to the restart. Okay, we are back here Coming out of turn number 3 for the final pace lap here on this caution. Here, Joe Larvin Alonso's the leader. Matt Dalio's in second. James Wickert, Eric Almenhart, Biff Kraft in the top 5. Tyler Selsman, Alan Cavagnaro, Blaine Keys, Cameron Garlington, and Christian Master the top 10. Alonso's going to lead us off here for the restart. I like the way they're spaced out here. And we don't really get this when we have our NASCAR series run. They usually run closer than this when we come to a restart. But I like that they race far apart or far apart on the restarts. Alonso out front in a number 16 on lap 20 of 80 in the Indianapolis 200. See here, I think it's Eric Almenhart trying to get a position here on James Wickard. It's really hard to pass on the first lap after a restart, but then afterwards that pack starts to form up and we get really good racing. Dalio trying to close in on Alonso for the lead, but Alonso's going to lead this lap. Dalio trying to get by him here, not going to quite do it. Going to file right behind him. That's going to allow James Wickard to go underneath of him for second. James Wickard is definitely driving a very good race. He's kind of one of the dark horses to win this thing, I think. Then number 18. Zach Smith's still on the racetrack, but he is slow. Mason Powers is slow. Walker is slow. Salzman, Gabat, Roberts. I think Spencer just lost the draft that first time for some reason. I don't know what the deal is on the number 12, but he's just kind of falling back here. You know, he's just riding the race right now comfortably without any trouble. And now we got a good battle for the lead. Here comes Daly underneath of Wickard. I guess Wickard got the lead there. And here comes Biff Crafton in the number 25. Oh, man, they're coming close. Going 3 wide, nearly went 3 wide there. They're side by side, Dalio and Crafton. And Tyler Selsman moving his way up in the number 11. Right now, it's all Biff Crafton out front right now in the Indianapolis 200. Cavagnaro moving his way back up after that slow pit stop. He's now up to third in the number 9. Here comes Selsman for first place underneath of Crafton. Cavagnaro is now taking the lead. Better be careful not to go 4 wide here. Here comes Eric Almenhart in the 14. Cavagnaro took the lead there. He's going to lead this lap, I think. Yep. Cavagnaro leads lap number 23. But here comes Almenhart in the 14. But he's got another guy, and this is Alonso, who started first on this restart. Now he's moving his way back up. See, this is Blaine Keys moving his way up in the number 20. We'll see how he does here. He's going to get underneath of Alonso for the lead. And at the line, Alonso leads lap number 24, but we're now on lap 25, so we don't have anything. Okay, sorry. Here goes Matt Dalio once again, trying to get up front in the number 77. I don't think he's led yet today, but he's trying to do so, getting it underneath of Blaine Keys for first place. And LJ Mills is in this, in the number 27. He's up to third. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. No, 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 no. Good job by those guys. Oh, never mind what I just said there. Big crash. That's LJ Mills, Matt Dalio, and Blaine Keys in the catch fence. Why do I have to jinx everything? Be careful, guys. Don't hit him. Okay. Our third caution of the race, and we're not even halfway. Oh my goodness. I should just keep my mouth shut when they do something good. and I say it, they do something bad. Well, I thought they were going to save the 3 wide. Mills just got into Dalio, and Mills went upside down. Dalio went upside down. These things like to go upside down a lot. Dalio all torn up in the 77. LJ Mills and Blaine Keys all torn up in this one. We'll see, go on board, take another look at this. Man, Blaine Keys actually got the least of this one. And happened in front of him, he just got a little bit there. And that was Biff Crafton that got a little bit of a bump from Keys. And look at Dalio. We'll follow here with Dalio. It's a tough break for him. And Dalio's going to be out of the race because of that. We'll go on board here with Dalio. And he's going to get a good view of all that happened here in this one. Man, Mills just cut it too close. Mills went upside down instantly, and then Dalio all over the place. Wow. I might have hit something there why it stopped. I thought those guys would come and hit him there, but fortunately they didn't. And Matt Dalio still, well, not still, I don't know yet if he's gotten a win yet or not. But the leader is now Christian Master in the number 67. And we're just slowly knocking out guys in this race. We got Biff Crafton up here, but he got a little bit of that crash. James Wickard, Cameron Garlington, and the pace car. Nah, Trey Bartow is in 5th place. That pace car is a hologram, really. I mean, they go through it like crazy. Okay, we'll get to the pit stops here and see how it all shakes up. And the spectator is a pretty good view, so, I mean, without the scoreboard there, which is totally inaccurate. It's just a thing there, of course, that's in the way. But anyway, Christian Master out front. He's been kind of out front pretty much this whole race. He's done a good job in that number 67 here. And of course, he started up front too. His pit stop, his pit stall is all the way up here. I think he started on the outside pole, so good day for Master. Bartow's still in this in a number 15. Of course, we got a good angle here to see who wins the race of pit road. The finish is right there. We'll see who gets the race off of the pit road. Master is going to do it, but barely, over James Wickard. Cameron Garlington, Hairgel Arvin Alonso, and Trey Bartow, the top 5. Elijah Gordon, Abe Troxel, Eric Almenhart. And let's get to the restart once again. Okay, here we go. Christian Master out front, James Wickard, Cameron Garlington, Hairgel Arvin Alonso, Trey Bartow, Elijah Gordon, Abe Troxel, Eric Almenhart, Tyler Salzman, and Alan Cavagnaro, the top 10 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 200 in the NRLOA. Here we go. Pace car is pulled off. We're going to restart for the 3rd time in this race. We're not even halfway through it. Now, we've already had 3 cautions. Well, we'll see how it all plays out here. Already, James Wickard trying to get by Master for the lead. Haven't really seen this on a restart yet. They usually run single file throughout the first 5 or 10 cars, and then, somewhere in the back of the pack they have cars that pull out. Wickard pulled out there, trying to get by Master. We'll see if he can get by him here going into 3. Doesn't look like he's going to do so quite yet. Master's still out front. But Wickard pressing the issue on the inside. And who's this? Garlington in the number 6 up front for the first time here today. This is kind of the first time we've seen him up here, and James Wickard is out front in the number 18, and I do believe his first ever start, but he does have experience. We know that. Cameron Garlington. Oh boy, that was a close hole to fill. Garlington now trying to get the lead from Wickard. here on lap number 31 of 80 that we will run here today. And here comes, I believe, no, that's not Cavagnaro, that's Elijah Gordon in the number 10. The 10 and the 9 look exactly the same. Here comes Gordon trying to take the lead from Garlington, but Garlington's going to lead lap number 31. Elijah Gordon getting underneath of Cameron Garlington for first place. Here comes Joe Larvin Alonso once again. Better be careful. Better be careful. But the worst place to be when you're going 3 wide is coming out of turn number 3. They never seem to get away with it when they do that. I mean, they look to do it. That third place car always looks to make it 3 wide. Trey Bartow did a good job there not doing so. Alonso out front in the 16. Bartow still out trying to get back out front. He was the pole sitter for this race. And Trey Bartow is closing in. He has closed in on Alonso, but oh boy, they're bumping. They're bumping. Bartow has taken the lead, but here comes Abe Troxel trying to take the lead for the first time today. They got to clear Alonso coming into this turn, and they do. Or do they? No, they don't. Bartow in the wall. Alonso, and those are the Ganassi cars in the wall hard. Elijah Gordon and Cavagnaro with a wall ride. Eventually, we're just going to come down to a few cars and won't have any more left to crash. Abe Troxel, the leader. And our fourth caution of the day. We actually didn't do too good on that one. Bartow involved. Our pole sitter involved in this one. And I said they needed to clear Alonso. They were going 3 wide, but Alonso made a run on the outside, and it just came too close. Alonso involved in both of the Ganassi cars, all torn up in this one. Especially Cavagnaro. He got the worst of this one in the number 9. Come on, where is he? There he is. And you see the whole thing unfold in front of him, and he got clipped by his teammate Elijah Gordon. And he rode that wall for a while. Elijah Gordon all torn up in the 10. And that's Cameron Garlington that got in the middle of this. Alonso all torn up. And Trey Bartow all torn up. So it was Trey Bartow, Elijah Gordon, Alan Cavagnaro, Cameron Garlington, and Joe Larvin Alonso all involved in this crash. One last look from the TV1 cam with Trey Bartow, and the madness unfolds in front of him. And we're going to go on the roof cam with Alan Cavagnaro. He's a 9. He thinks he's going to miss it too, and this hits that wall a ton. Tough break for Alan Cavagnaro in the number 9. That is loud. So right now it's Abe Troxel out front with Christian Master, Eric Almenhart, Tyler Selsman, and Dana Mine up front here for the first time today. Cameron Gadue still in this, Clint Buchanan, Biff Crafton, James Wickard, Max Newworth, Josh Travolta. Haven't seen much of him. Darrell Barrington Jr. was up front early. Mason Powers is still in this thing. He was involved in the crash there. And Austin Spencer seems to be having a problem, getting accelerated or something, because he always seems to lose the draft. Roberts was involved earlier. Dejon Weeks was involved earlier. Garlington was involved in this one. And somehow, both of the Ganassi cars are still running. Oh boy. Ferdinand Gabat ran into Blaine Keys. Yeah. And somebody, that's Josh Travolta, this pulled off with a problem on that car. Or did he have a problem on that car? He really doesn't know. Doesn't look good for Travolta on the grass there. It looks like he has a problem. Here we go for pit stops. Didn't need to accelerate there because we had a lot to talk about there. And Abe Troxel is out front in this number 22. We'll go on to the spectator part of this. We'll actually follow here with Master because he's up front, and that's right around the area where we got the finish line for the pit road. So we're going to be able to tell who wins the race off from there. Even though Master wasn't out front when this caution came out, he's still, up there, so we'll be able to tell. Master, I think, I gotta say, my pick right now, it's looking like Master is going to win this race. Dana Munn is now going to take the lead. He took some strategy there because nobody's coming out in front of him there. And Trey Bartow is going to be out for the rest of the race as he popped out. Abe Troxel, Darrell Barrington Jr., and Dana Munn. I think they might have taken fuel only or something. Well, I'll get you guys to the restart. And we have a problem. Dana Munn just pulled out there. And he has issues on his car. And that's going to allow the lead to go over to Darrell Barrington Jr. in the number 17. Man, I hate it when that happens. It's different when they crash, because, they crash. They actually have a good excuse, but here, a computer just decides to randomly put Dana Munn in a bad situation with a bad engine or something like that. I don't know, but he's got a problem on his car. He's going to be heading to the pit road. We'll get to the restart just about now. Okay, I was a little brain dead there. Before we get to the start here, I'll make sure to give you guys the top 10. Darrell Barrington Jr., Abe Troxel, Christian Master, Eric Almenhart, Tyler Salzman, Dale Salzman, Cameron Gadue, Biff Crafton, James Wickard, and Clint Buchanan. The top 10. Here we go for the restart. After I do believe that was our fourth caution of the race. And Barrington pulls out really far. Master trying to get underneath of Troxel. Master is a master at this IndyCar racing. He does a great job. And he's right now getting second from Troxel. And he's been up front pretty much this whole race. He's about the only guy that's done that. Barrington was up front earlier in the race. He kind of fell back there, but now he's back up front in the number 17. Here comes Eric Almenhart. He's kind of a dark horse here. He hasn't really, I don't think he's led a lap yet, but he's been up in this top 5, top 10 pretty much this whole race in that number 14. The NRLOA Big One winner in that car, so we know he can get it done. And Barrington, I thought we might have had a caution. We might. I don't know. Do we have? Nope, we don't have a caution. My bad. I thought I saw the caution flag, but I was wrong. But that's Tristan Walker coming into the pits. Somehow Cavagnaro is still going, even after that wall ride. I don't know how he's doing it. But a lot of these guys back here were involved in crashes. And Salzman, he was involved in the crash, so he fell back. And essentially, we only have about 10 cars that don't have any crash damage. So we could go a while here. Eric Almenhart finally leads a lap. Here comes Tyler Salzman in the 11. And the fewer cars that we have on the racetrack, the less likely it is that we will crash again. Uh-oh, I just jinxed it. I think I did. I keep on jinxing everything here today. When we cross the line next time by, we will be halfway through the Indianapolis 200 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Right now, Tyler Salzman's out front, but Abe Troxel is coming on this inside lane in this number 22. That was a good race to the line there. Troxel leads it at the halfway point in the number 22. Cameron Gadue in the 68. Moving underneath of Troxel for the lead. Christian Masters still in this pack, and he's He's just the kind of guy that wants to stay out front. You can just tell by the way he races. He just kind of needs to stay out front, you know? Cameron Gadue still leading. Actually, he hasn't been leading for too long, but Gadue is the leader right now. But here comes Master in the 67. Moving his way up. We're on lap 42 of the Indianapolis 200. James Wickard now moving his way up in the number 18. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we got about 10 cars in the lead pack. And then we got a slower pack here. They're not really slower. They might be, I don't know. Justin Roberts all by himself. We got guys that have been involved in crashes in this race. All the way back in there. Dane DeMond's back on the racetrack, but I don't think he's on the lead lap. Clint Buchanan just led a lap. And here comes the 17 of Darrell Barrington Jr. So I think we got about 10 cars that can win this race now. So if you are in this lead draft, you got a chance to win. And I think we're gonna see a pretty long green flag stretch here, as long as they don't go 3 wide again. I mean, they come close every single time, coming out of 3. Tyler Selzman now taking the lead from Cameron Gadue, who took it from Barrington. Selzman. Side by side with Gadue for first place. And here comes Biff Crafton in the number 25. Uh-oh. Gadue pushed 3 wide. He needs to get out of that position. They need to get out of this position. You can't go 3 wide coming out of 3. Oh, they're going to try it. They're not going to be able to do it. Oh my goodness, who was that just went off track and back onto the track like a boss? That was Eric Almenhart in the 14. We almost had a big one there, but we didn't. Max Newworth leads for the first time today in the number 26. Here comes Selzman again. Selzman has been up here a lot in the later goings of this run. Eric Almenhart and Abe Troxel on this inside lane. This is Clint Buchanan. Biff Crafton's on the outside. Christian Master on this inside, and that's James Wickard. Darrell Barrington Jr. at the end. Cameron Gadue. And it's still anyone's race if you're in this lead draft. They really have pulled away from the rest of the field. The last car on the track is Tristan Walker. And he's a little ways away from this lead pack here. Troxel now taking the lead. And here comes Buchanan in the number 8. And I'm pretty sure this is Master once again moving his way up. Buchanan still out front. Why do I say still out front when they've only been out front for like 20 seconds? I don't know. Christian Master taking the lead, trying to at least from Clint Buchanan. We're just seeing the same thing. We're seeing those cars rotate. And pretty much it's the same thing over and over again. Of course, sometimes we may go 3 wide. James Wickard forced the issue 3 wide, but they're not 3 wide anymore, which is a good thing. Because usually they can't handle 3 wide, especially coming out of turn number 3. If I'm not mistaken, that's where we've seen all of the crashes so far here today, was coming out of turn number 3. And none of those crashes were good. Barrington now taking the lead in the number 17. And Newworth is still in this. In the number 26. We really haven't seen much of him at all. Oh boy. They're bumping off each other like crazy, man! Biff Crafton. Whoa, no, there's a car off. Oh my goodness, that was not good. Troxel upside down. That's Cameron Gadue involved as well. Our 5th caution of the race, and that was huge. Cameron Gadue all torn up, and Abe Troxel all torn up. Coming at a turn number 2, They were going 3 wide. Cameron Gadue was on the inside. He just cut it too close and spun Troxel around, and Troxel went upside down in the infield grass. Fortunately, nobody else was involved. But Gadue was all torn up in the number 68. Better be careful, don't crash again. Biff Crafton's going to take the lead now, under the 5th caution of the race. He barely leads it, though. Be careful, be careful. They all slow down at different speeds, and that usually doesn't work too well. So we saw that, we replayed it, and I don't feel like replaying it anymore. So Biff Crafton, whoopsie. Biff Crafton is the leader in the number 25. He's at least supposed to be. I don't know why he's not out front. I hope that he doesn't have a problem. I think he just went down there to pass those guys, I hope. But we'll see. He might have a problem on that card because he went down on the apron there, and when that happens, usually the car has a problem. And let's hope he doesn't pop out. No, okay, so I think he was just going down there to get the lead back because that's where he was supposed to be, and he wasn't in that position when it all happened. So a big crash involving Abe Troxel and Cameron Gadue. And Crafton ain't going to be the leader after this one. I think it's going to be Neuwirth that wins it back. Max Neuwirth now out front here in Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 200. James Wickard's in second. Keep on doing that. Dejon Weeks, Josh Travolta. Is he on the lead lap? Austin Spencer, and this is going to be interesting because Spencer has been in the back pretty much this whole time. I mean, I don't know if he has a problem on his car or what. He's still on the lead lap, I'm pretty sure. But he hasn't really been too solid. But he's now 5th, so we'll see how it all plays out. And we'll take you back to the restart. Here we go for the restart. I think the 5th one. Yeah, 5th restart of the race. Okay, we're going to get ready for the restart here. Max Neuwirth is the leader, but for the first time today, we're going to have lapped cars starting in front of him. Dane Amon and Tristan Walker. I believe they're on the tail end of the lead lap. Walker actually might be a lap down, but Amon's on the tail end of the lead lap. And that's going to play a big factor into this race. Max Neuwirth, James Wickard, Dejon Weeks, Josh Travolta, Austin Spencer, Clint Buchanan, Darrell Barrington Jr., Cavagnaro, who had that wall ride, Biff Crafton, and Eric Almenhart, the top 5. This is going to be very interesting to see some of these guys here who have not been up front all day, some with crash damage. It's going to be really interesting. Neuwirth trying to get by Walker on the outside, and that's not going to be too helpful to him because here comes James Wickard, but they're rubbing off of each other. Same situation as Abe Troxel and Cameron Gadue had, and that didn't turn out too good. That's the reason for that 5th caution of the race. Dejon Weeks moving his way up. He was involved in a crash, and now he's fighting for the lead. And this guy, Josh Travolta, had a problem at one point. He's now up the 4th. Spencer, he's running the same speed as all these guys. He's got a chance now in that number 12. He's got Darrell Barrington Jr. and Clint Buchanan in front of him. And the leader is now James Wickard. Dane Amon is still in front of these guys, so he's running the same speed. And we'll see if these guys can get around him. Wickard getting around Amon. And I don't know where Walker is anymore. Tristan Walker all the way back here. Wickard out front. They have pushed Dane Amon to the outside, so they should all get around him pretty good. Here comes Travolta in the number 5, moving his way up, and the guy who started first on this restart, Max Neuwirth, on this inside lane, trying to get around these guys. Uh-oh, don't go 3 wide, don't go 3 wide, okay. Not going 3 wide. Don't want to go 3 wide. I don't like it when they go 3 wide. I don't want them to crash again. James Wickard, the leader here in the Indianapolis 200. And I'm not sure if Spencer seems to be going a little slower. They're almost hitting speeds up to 230 now in this race. And it's really interesting to see that. Because with this draft, you can get speeds like that here in Indianapolis. James Wickard out front. Here comes Max Neuwerf underneath of Josh Travolta for second. James Wickard in his first ever Napa Fan race officially. He has raced on this channel in previous years. And he definitely knows how to get it done. And he's been out front for quite a few laps here. Uh-oh, boy. They've been racing very hard behind him, and that's pretty much why he's been able to pull away the way he has. But you can't really stay like that for too long because that draft is going to come right towards you. Wickard still out front in the number 18. He's one of those guys that's been out front pretty much this whole race. See, where's Master? I don't know what happened to Christian Master. He was up front for a lot of this. He's behind Biff Crafton right here. He's kind of stuck. Spencer's still in this in the number 12. Actually, he just got in it, really. But he's got a shot at winning now after, being in the back pretty much this whole race. I'm not sure if that was strategy or what, because we've seen 5 crashes so far today. And I'm wondering if Spencer just fell back so he could avoid those. And then by the time the race came to its closing laps, which we are getting really close to, kind of moved his way up to 7th in that number 12. But he can't really get to this pack yet. He's in between the pack and these 2 cars behind him. Very interesting. It's still Wickard out front. Dana Mon's a lap car, trying to get his lap back underneath of Wickard. Seeing if the caution could come out and him possibly get back on the lead lap and get back into contention for this thing. Because he's underneath of Wickard now. That's going to open the door for someone behind him to get to that inside lane, say Dejon Weeks. Side by side for the lead. Weeks is actually going to take it. As Amon goes to the high lane, that's going to put Wickard on the high lane. And here comes Max Neuwerf on this inside lane. When we cross the line next time by, we'll be 3/4 of the way through this race. Neuwerf in the number 26, trying to take the lead from Dejon Weeks. Weeks was involved in a crash, and now he's out front. Here comes Eric Almenhart in the 14 and Josh Travolta in the number 5. Almenhart taking the lead in the number 14 from the 26 of Neuwerf. Neuwerf gets pushed to the outside, and Almenhart leads lap number 60. We are now in the final quarter of the Indianapolis 200. Here comes Darrell Barrington Jr. in the 17. And now we have a big pack with Austin Spencer, Christian Master, and Biff Crafton joining the fun. I say fun because it really is fun. Barrington Jr. underneath of Almenhart. And we're going to go 3 wide. That's Clint Buchanan going 3 wide, trying at least. Not going to quite do it yet. They're not going to be able to go 3 wide. As Barrington clears Almenhart on the high lane, here comes Buchanan for the lead. And let's see, who's this red car? I believe that's Wickard. Now moving his way back up. Now that Spencer has caught the draft, he's been able to race right with these guys. And I really don't know what his problem was earlier in the race where he was just, back behind everybody. But he's now in contention to win this race. Somebody is off track coming into pit. Dana Mon, that's the lap car, so not much there. We haven't seen green flag pit stops yet, but if we continue racing under green, we might have to do so. But I hope not. I want to keep this pack in a good formation. Dejon Weeks in the 21 going underneath of James Wickard for the lead. And Austin Spencer is now up to 3rd place in the number 12. This is the highest he has been this whole race. He's actually going to lose that position. So he gets stuck on the outside. Here comes the Master, Christian Master in the 67. Spencer actually gets by him on that inside lane. We might be seeing nope, we're not. We are not seeing pit stops quite yet. Dejon Weeks out front here in the number 21. And you can start sensing the urgency of these drivers. The finish is closing in. Wickard now underneath of Dejon Weeks for first place. Christian Master in the 67. Moving his way up front. Somehow Spencer got put all the way back here. He might have a possible problem. Can't really tell, but he's slowing. I'm not sure if this is the problem that he had earlier in the race, but he gets a draft right back behind Biff Crafton. Biff Crafton's kind of a sleeper here in this one. Quite a few of these guys are, actually. Except for James Wickard. James Wickard's definitely been one of those dominant guys. So has Christian Master. Those two of the guys I really think have a good shot at winning this race. Max Neuwerf, who started first on this restart. Pretty sure it was this restart. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. We've had so many restarts I've completely lost track. He's going for second underneath of Darrell Barrington Jr., and James Wickard knows how to stay out front. He's stayed out front quite a while already. He had that first stint out front for a couple of laps there, and that's the longest we've really seen anyone out front here today. Here comes Biff Crafton, moving his way up in the 25. I don't know if Crafton has led yet. I think he has. About the only guy in this pack that hasn't led yet is Spencer in the number 12. And he's moving his way up. Somebody with trouble. That's Josh Travolta. Remember, he had problems earlier in the race. He had to come in and fix them. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Almenhard torn up. Master torn up. And Clint Buchanan. And I think that had a lot to do with Josh Travolta's problem. Oh, come on, man. Who was that? Mason Powers, what in the world? Oh boy, we got a lot to review here. Well, Christian Master is toast on 3 wheels. He lost a wheel. Not at all what I expected. I thought Master would have a great shot. He did have a great shot at winning this thing. But it all comes to an end way too soon. Okay, this is going to be interesting because there's 3 things that happen here. And see here. Actually, this whole thing, this crash doesn't have anything to do with the 5. So the 5 had his engine problems there. No problem at all. Somehow they touch. Max Neuwerf and I think it's Austin Spencer. Now Spencer hit the wall. He flat spotted the tires, but he was able to continue. Neuwerf was still involved. And the leader is Biff Crafton. Oh man. I've been talking for way too long. But let's see. I don't know what happened here. That's Clint Buchanan all torn up, and Mason Powers just got slammed by, I think it was Christian Master. Oh yeah, I think these guys might have been trying to come to pit road. The crash happened in front of them. We'll see. We'll just follow with Powers here. I don't know what his problem is. He's slow. He comes back on the racetrack. Got spun by Justin Roberts, and oh my goodness, Master hit him hard. And Mason Powers have a huge problem in this race. He really didn't have that good of a race going for him in that number 3 after the crash he had earlier in the race. But Master had a wall ride here. The Spencer and Neuwirth went off track, and that actually was a totally separate incident from what actually happened. I think what happened was they hit Barrington here. Barrington got in the wall, came back down into Buchanan. Almenhart went upside down and in the catch fence, and so did Christian Master. Then, where is he? Where is Mason Powers? I think this is before Mason Powers here. And then this happened. Mason Powers got spun by Justin Roberts. That might have been retaliation for something we didn't see. You see Master loses his wheel as he hits Mason Powers. And a tough break for him. That is a hard hit. Mason Powers Day not going too well. At least for now, anyway. There's your leader, Biff Crafton, in the number 25, is out front. Let's see here how this all shakes up. Spectator. Of course, we really don't have many cars that are able to run well. But this might just be the last caution of the race. And this is definitely, if it happens to be the last caution of the race, this will definitely be the last set of pit stops in the race. Let's see here. Dejon Weeks, he's up front here. And I think the leader is actually going to end up being Blaine Keys in the number 20. I don't know where he came from here. Biff Crafton's going to get second. Max Neuwirth, who was involved in that crash. Selsman, Weeks, Gordon, Cavagnaro. Are you kidding me? Remember, he had that wall ride earlier. But I think he is going slow. Zach Smith, where did he come from? He had a crash earlier as well. Garlington, Salzman, Spencer had that, got some damage from that crash there, so that's probably why he took a while on the pit road. That's about all we have on the track, actually. So, yeah, let's get to the restart. A couple guys stayed out. The same two guys that were up front during that last restart that slowed down the field just a little bit. Dana Mon and Tristan Walker out front here. And we will get to the restart here in the Indianapolis 200. Okay, we are back here. James Wickard actually won the race off of the pit road there, so I'm sorry about that mix-up there. We're going to have 10 laps to go here in this race. So you got him as the leader, James Wickard, Blaine Keys, Biff Crafton, Max Neuwirth, Tyler Selsman, Dejon Weeks, Elijah Gordon, Alan Gavinaro. But these guys may be a little slow. Zach Smith, Cameron Garlington in the top 10. Only about 5 cars have not had any crashes yet, and James Wickard is one of them. James Wickard, Biff Crafton, and Tyler Selsman are like the only 3 that haven't had a crash yet in this race. And I kind of think James Wickard is going to pull away with this one. Well, we'll see. The pace car has pulled off. 10 laps to go in the Indianapolis 200. You got the lap car of Dana Mon. Now, he runs about the same speed as these guys. So, we'll see how it all plays out for him. Blaine Keys getting pressured from Biff Crafton. As you can see, there's Cavagnaro back there. He definitely runs a lot slower. So, pretty much everyone behind him is out. Well, not out, but not in contention. But James Wickard, he just pulls out in front of these guys like crazy. He's got a really fast car in this number 18. It'll be 9 laps to go this time by. James Wickard out front. Who's this? Selsman in the 11. Getting second from Biff Crafton. Of course, Dana Mon's going to be a bit of a problem here. She started in front of these guys. Wickard has gotten by him, but we'll see if Selsman, Crafton, and Neuwirth can get by him. Dejon Weeks still possibly part of this. I'm not entirely sure. Elijah Gordon might still be part of this as well. But pretty much everyone behind Elijah Gordon is not going to be in contention for winning this thing, I don't think. I don't think Elijah Gordon has a chance, and maybe not even Dejon Weeks. I think he's fallen back. So it's pretty much a 5-car battle for the win with a lap car in the middle of it. And somehow they got around. James Wickert, Selzman now the leader in the number 11. Biff Crafton, Max Neuwirth, and James Wickert just hit the wall, coming out of 3. And how about this? We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. No, I don't think we're going to go 3 wide for the lead. No, Neuwirth played it safe. Crafton leads that lap in the number 25. On lap 74 of the Indianapolis 200, Biff Crafton is the leader. Max Neuwirth underneath of him for first place. I say we got a 4-car. No, I think we got a 5-car battle for the win. Dejan Weeks is still part of this. Neuwirth out front. Here comes the lap car of Dana Mon going underneath of these guys now. Max Neuwirth leads that lap with 6 laps to go. Here comes James Wickert underneath of Neuwirth. He's got Selzman helping him. The 2 Australian drivers up front here today. Both of these guys have been racing like a boss, really. I mean, they're really, really good. They're 2 of the best drivers. I mean, the Wickert, family in general is a bunch of great drivers, and so is Selzman. Selzman does a great job. And then we got the 21 now moving his way up. Dejan Weeks. Crafton's kind of fallen back a little bit, but this could be strategy. You might want to get that draft and get that good run and pull up to those guys. I think that might be what Crafton's doing. Selzman out front now. But Dejan Weeks is coming up. 4.5 laps to go here in the Indianapolis 200. Who's going to win this race? Selzman out front in the 11. And by the way, if you win this race, you will get a reserve for the IndyCar Series when it comes. So yeah. Selzman leads it with 4 laps to go in the Indianapolis 200. Dejan Weeks, Dana Mon, I really wish he would get out of the way. I mean, he's kind of playing into this battle in a bad way. I mean, if it were me, I would just, let him go by and let him race. But he doesn't want that. He wants to get back on the lead lap in case there's a caution. Which I hope there isn't a caution. I hope we get to race this thing under green. Max Neuwirth taking the lead. Biff Crafton coming up on this inside lane. Going to put Dana Mon on the outside, who is a lap car again, I will say that. And we got 3 laps to go here in the Indianapolis 200. Who is it going to be? Neuwirth, the leader in the number 26. But Biff Crafton's coming. Who is going to win the Indianapolis 200? Better be careful not to go 3 wide coming off that corner. You don't want to crash here. This is not when you want to crash. James Wickert now moving his way up underneath of Biff Crafton. 2 to go. Here in Indianapolis, the next time it'll be the white flag. Wickert, the leader in the number 18. Selzman on this inside lane. The lap car of Dana Mon's going to close in here as well. He's on this inside lane. They're side by side with the lead with 2 laps to go. Selzman and Wickert. Who is it gonna be? Uh-oh, 3 wide. No, 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 no! Selzman in the wall. That's it. Max Neuwirth takes the lead. How about that? Max Neuwirth will win the Indianapolis 200. Actually, sorry, we still have a lap of racing to go. Even after that crash, could these guys close in? I don't think it's going to happen. Max Neuwirth is out front in the number 26 after Selzman and Wickert crash. We are still green. Will the guys behind him close in? I don't think it's going to happen, only unless, of course, Max Neuwirth crashes with the lap car of Dana Mon, but I don't think it's going to happen. One final corner in the Indianapolis 200. Max Neuwirth is going to be the winner of the Indianapolis 200. Here he comes to the line. Max Neuwirth wins it. Wow. Wow. Dejon Weeks gets second. Biff Crafton. Elijah Gordon gets fourth. Austin Spencer, I think he was a lap down. I don't know. We had like a ton of guards lap down. Justin Roberts gets fifth. Alan Cavagnaro gets sixth. Garlington gets seventh. Salzman gets eighth. Oh my goodness. And James Wickert and Tyler Salzman on the next to last lap of the race. A good job by the officials not calling it, in my opinion. Not calling the race at the end right there. Salzman, they just went high, trying to get her by the lapped car, and they both went hard into the wall. Now, Salzman was able to continue there. Wicker got stuck in the wall, and he dissipated, out. So they were able to continue and run the race, and this guy, Max Neuwirth, around and around he goes. And Max Neuwirth is the winner of the Indianapolis 200. What a race. That was a fun event. So after 80 laps, we only had 8 drivers finish on the lead lap. And look at how many guys got eliminated here in this one. That was one crazy race, but it was one good race. And I really enjoyed recording this for you guys. Max Neuwirth, congratulations to you. You will drive the number 26 in the Haas IndyCar Series Season number 1. Congratulations on your win there. That is really, really good there. Dejon Weeks, Biff Crafton, Elijah Gordon, and Justin Roberts, the top 5. Cavagnaro with a good finish. Even after that wall ride, he finished on the lead lap. Garlington and Salzman are the only other guys that finished on the lead lap. Spencer in 9th, and Walker got 10th place with Zach Smith, Blaine Keys, James Wickard, Tyler Salzman, Dana Mon, the top 15. The rest of the guys didn't really have that good of a day. Of course, a lot of guys getting knocked out for crashes here in this race. It was a really long race, and that's why we had quite a few crashes here today at Indianapolis. But congratulations to Max Neuwirth on his win. And I hope you guys enjoyed this race. So if you want to see an IndyCar Series, leave a like. If I get 15 likes, I will do an IndyCar Series. Of course, most likely I will do it anyway, because I think it's pretty fun. I'll have mostly oval courses when I do it, because the oval courses are awesome, and the road courses kind of aren't. Yeah, congratulations to Max Neuwirth. If I do have an IndyCar Series, he will drive the number 26 for winning this race. And that is it for me. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this race, enjoyed watching this race as much as I enjoyed filming it. It was awesome. So thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Max Neuwirth, and I will see you guys later.